Hello, my fellow simps and simperellas. We are gathered here today on this fine morning at roughly 3:20 a.m. to witness Innocent Birdcage of our beloved Sylus, my beloved at least, Sylus from the current banner Tomorrow's Catch-22. Now, if you didn't see my other video where I reacted to and played through Caleb's tainted cuts from this banner, you can check that out if you like. So in that I mentioned that with me, with all of these memories and stories, for me, I'm someone who tends to need to read the story 2 to 3 times to fully grasp and remember the contents and details of the story. So I read Sylus's 5 to 7 days ago, so this is as good as new for me, and I know there's a good ending and there's a bad ending. Already played through the bad ending and it left a very bitter feeling in my throat and heart and everywhere else. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna go through the good ending, because in my mind that's for all of them, all of these beautiful men, gorgeous men, deserve happy endings with us. Okay, so Sylus's Innocent Birdcage. Sir, you know there ain't nothing innocent about this, but let's go, I guess. How many identities does Sylus, the man who took me in, truly have? Also, Sylus is like a really hot, a super hot version of Chris Angel. If you don't know who Chris Angel is, he's like the mind freak, illusionist freak from the 90s and early 2000s, and it's very angsty and got me feeling kind of emo, and I feel like they took inspiration from Chris Angel, which if they did, slay. Alrighty. I hope this man's does not give me a heart attack. I'm gonna try and be as demure, cutesy as possible. We'll see. Many years ago, a radioactive leak contaminated many citizens in Lincoln City. It transformed them into predators. We already starting stinky, huh? Okay, well, these individuals have an increased tendency for violence. As the predator population grew, the crime rate soared year after year. The lives of the innocent became as fleeting as autumn leaves. This is giving Gotham City Batman vibes, does it not? I don't know. Maybe they got inspired by Batman. Just saying. This city, filled with corrupt officials and intricate power struggles, became as fragile as an egg on the edge of a cliff over time. An egg on the edge of a cliff over time. So Humpty Dumpty. Anyway, many have pinned their hopes for salvation on the upcoming mayoral election. Among the candidates, a young contender had a major lead in the polls. They promised to deal with the predator crisis. However, this candidate only recently escaped an assassination attempt by Tartarus, who's a triple S class predator. Ooh, okay.
It's been a little over a week since the arrest, and your department already sent in 3 or 4 people.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Prison Guard.
I heard about you. You handled a few predator-related cases over the years.
I'm just such a girl boss. What do I tell you?
But I'd be careful if I were you. Everyone knows the reputation of the guy who leads Night Strix. Night Strix is such a wild name. First of all, Night Strix sounds like a nightclub or like a gentleman's club. Does it not? Convince me otherwise. Or it sounds like the name of a really cool drink. Anyway, Night Strix is a gang that has risen to power in Lincoln's Southern District in recent years. They have connections to almost everything. Emphasis on the almost. From weapons and intel to various contraband, even satellite hacking, Night Strix can provide anything so long as the price is right. Oh yeah, sounds like the work of a very devious and dashing and super hot crow leader, if you know what I'm saying. The chatty guard finally comes to a stop in front of a cell. Our short walk has ended. Thank you, sir. I can take it from here. The guard sheepishly retreats. I head deeper into the corridor.
Special access verified. Please
also,
enter.
this background is really eerie, and it's giving me Resident Evil vibes. This backdrop. Does it not? The mayoral election has various factions on edge. The Lincoln City Bureau of Investigation, or LCBI, is determined to capture Tartarus and prevent more incidents from occurring. Information about Tartarus is very limited, but a credible source suggests that the leader of Night Strix might have some leads. Consequently, the LCBI managed to find a charge serious enough to justify incarcerating the gang leader. His movements are basically restricted. Yikes. The deal is simple. He gets his freedom in exchange for information related to Tartarus. Okay, seems fair. Right? But true to the guard's words, my colleagues left empty-handed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been suddenly assigned to take over the case today. I wasn't even given the chance to review the file on the leader of Night Streaks. Let me guess, you want to see us? I'm coming through, sir. Daddy Sai. Hey, yo. This man humming, please. Sylus. At the end of the corridor is the last cell. Inside it is the leader of Night Streaks. His back is turned to me, but he exudes a nonchalant air. God damn that back. That voice sounds familiar.
Oh,
Hello.
the LCBI sent a new face.
Okay, this is the part where we pretend we're surprised to see him. Sylus?
Long time no see.
Indeed. Is he wearing... Okay, I forgot. He's wearing glasses. He's giving... Sylus is giving hot English professor. Like hot retired English professor. I take a step forward, unable to believe my eyes. His fate has been unknown for years, yet here he is in the flesh. Oof. You're the leader of Night Streaks? Are you? Okay. Years ago, this person who had been a constant presence in my life vanished without a trace overnight. I can't believe we're seeing each other again like this. I'm shocked. As my heart races, a flood of questions rushes to the forefront of my mind. Like, how did you get so dang fine? Like, with each passing second. I thought you... I mean, this is what MC is secretly thinking, am I right?
This is how you greet your suspects, Miss Enforcer?
Do you want to hug Sylus? Because I can totally do that. The word enforcer brings me back to reality. Aware that this isn't a place for reunions, I push the shock of meeting Sylus again to the back of my mind and I brace myself. I'm here on behalf of the LCBI. I hope you'll be willing to assist me with my work. And that's on period business, okay? Can you tell us anything about Tartarus, the triple S class predator? Girl, he's standing right in front of you, okay?
Having information and choosing to share it are two different things.
Don't be like this, sir, okay? He glances at the badge on my chest.
Special Enforcer. You look good in that uniform.
Well, gee, thanks for noticing. Thanks. Even behind bars, you have quite the commanding presence.
I thought you'd say you missed me after all this time. Or that you were worried about me, at least.
I missed you, and guess what? I missed you. Distant memories stir and I move closer to the iron bars that separate us. I whisper to him, Sylus, I really was worried about you. Sylus' index finger passes the bars of the cage. Slowly, he purposefully straightens my enforcer badge. This man just went in and... Would have loved to see this scene animated. Am I right, Sylus girlies?
Was it to the point where you'd clean out the safe?
You know me so well, sir. I first met Sylus during a predator attack years ago. Back then, I wasn't an enforcer in the northern district, just a kid struggling to survive on the streets in the southern district. I wasn't alone. In this chaotic, dangerous area of the city, there were others like me. One day, we'd be fighting tooth and nail over a piece of bread from a trash can, and the next day, we could all die at the hands of the predators. Yikes forever. Am I right? Years ago, southern district, Lincoln City. Uh-oh, flashback.
Run! Get out of here! Somebody help!
Well, that's not good. Chaos erupted all around me. The howls of the predators intermingled with screams of the crowd, the cacophony threatening to burst my eardrums. Blood trickled from the bite wound above my collarbone as I stumbled on into an abandoned pharmacy on the deserted street. Uh-oh. It hurts. A burst of intense gunfire resounded in the distance. A few seconds passed before a tall figure with a gun entered the pharmacy. Tall figure, huh? Ooh. Sir just pulled up looking like this. Okay, just a quick side note. You know how for these leather outfits, which I'm obsessed with, by the way. Like, they have jewels on them, right? And Silas's, though I love the whole purpley blue tint that these have, personally, I think it would have been really cool if each of the guys had jewels on their chains, on the outfits that actually match their color scheme. Like for Sylus, if the jewels had been red, for Zane, respectively, blue or green, for Xavier, like lilac purple, for Raphael, purpley pink or like pinkish, and for Caleb, orange. I think that would have looked so nice, you know? But maybe in the future, you know. The man grabbed a bottle of antiseptic from the shelf next to me, unscrewed the cap and poured it over his wound. Ooh. Sir. He hastily bandaged it and turned to leave. He didn't even glance at me throughout the entire process. In times like these, staying alive was considered a victory. No one had the luxury to worry about others. My vision blurred from the blood loss, but my survival instincts kicked in. With the last bit of my strength, I grabbed his clothes, whatever little clothes there are. Take me with you.
Let go of me.
No. You have a gunshot wound. You got that while being chased, right? If you leave me here, I might accidentally tell people your whereabouts. Super hot jump scare alert. Before I can finish my sentence, I feel the cold barrel of a gun against my forehead.
It'd be easier to solve the problem like this, don't you think?
No, I don't think so. If you take me with you, I promise I won't slow you down.
You little... when I find you, I'll skin you alive!
That does not sound good. They're here. As the cries of the predators resounded once more, I touched the bite wound above my collarbone. He seemed to have noticed it as well.
Calm down. You won't become a predator.
But how does he know? He poured what was left of the antiseptic onto my wound. Pain washed over me, but as I looked up to meet his cold gaze, I forced myself to hold back my tears.
If you want to come with me, dry those tears first.
Okay, done. Sylus was an assassin. He was as lethal as he is notorious. Sylus just keeps getting 10 times hotter with every update and with every card and every banner, am I right? And as he said, I didn't turn into a monster. I sometimes wondered if that was why Sylus saved me. He said my immunity would be a secret. No one else was discovered to be immune, and I didn't want to end up as someone's lab rat in their quest for a cure. Okay. After I recovered, Sylus handed me off, a homeless teen, to Wolfie. Wolfie was his contact. From that moment on, Sylus was a constant presence in my life. Sometimes he stopped by to do business, other times I delivered modified weapons to him on Wolfie's behalf. Slay. I noticed that, aside from his usual job, Sylus occasionally disappeared for a while. When he showed up again, he'd be injured, and we would treat his wounds. I'm hoping. I couldn't help but wonder what kind of opponent was powerful enough to injure the most feared assassin in the Southern District, right? Ooh. Years later, Southern District residential area. Why does this background look so familiar? I don't know. Sylus disappeared again. A few days earlier, Wolfie left for a delivery. We quickly lost contact with each other. From the second floor, I peered through a gap in the curtains. I kept an eye on the watchers who showed up a couple of days ago. But this is a very nice interior though, like the flat screen and the darts, the dartboard, and like, I love the whole rustic industrial kind of look. Pretty cool. Very dystopian. Am I using that word correct? I don't know. Rustic, dystopian, vintage, kinda. I don't know. They lurked in the shadows and their intentions weren't obvious. It's just very Sylus-esque, or very Sylus-coded. Night fell and a sudden downpour engulfed the city. Only flashes of lightning pierced the darkness. Sleep eluded me as I tossed and turned. A sense of foreboding encouraged me to reach for the revolver under my pillow. Okay, we stay strapped. I borrowed it from Sylus without asking after I ran an errand for him. Okay. Ooh, someone's here. I quickly jumped inside the wardrobe. Even after all the intense situations I experienced over the years, my palms still felt clammy as I held the gun.
Sylus isn't here. Grab the girl. Use her to negotiate.
Man in Black 1, I'm about to whoop your ass from this wardrobe. I promise.
She can't be his family, can she?
Man in Black 2. Oh my god, these nameless NPCs are sending me, I swear. Ooh. Sigh. The commotion outside quickly disappeared. A few seconds passed and then the wardrobe door was yanked open. Ooh. Sylus, your lips are looking hella dry. I can fix that. I'm saying. Sylus towered over me, his shadow stretched across the wall behind him like the legs of a spider. Ooh.
Get out.
Yes, sir. It's you. I quietly let out a sigh of relief, lowering my gun. I thought Wolfie's enemies wanted revenge.
They didn't find this place, but they did find Wolf.
Uh-oh. Then he's...
He won't be coming back.
I see. I can't say I'm too surprised. No one was guaranteed to see tomorrow, but even though I acknowledged this harsh reality, I felt a lump form in my throat. Sylus gently tugged at my hand that was still holding the gun. He pulled me out of the wardrobe. Ooh.
Why didn't you shoot?
If I did, you'd be with Wolfie right now. Not wanting him to see me as indecisive or a burden, I sniffled and changed the subject. Am I in charge of this place now? You'll still accept jobs here, right? Who? I was worried that Sylus might stop visiting this place since his old contact was gone. The strong cast aside the weak, don't they?
Do you want to be my contact?
Yes. 1,000 times yes. Suddenly he grabbed the gun and pressed it against his chest. Without hesitation, Sylus pressed my finger down, pulling the trigger. Blood rushed to my head and my temples throbbed, but it took me a few moments to realize that the gun wasn't loaded. Oh, thank God. Like, of course. Deja vu, am I right? Are you insane? You're lucky that it didn't have any bullets.
You think I got lucky?
Sylus slipped his finger through the trigger guard and handed me the gun. It was like he returned a toy. I hastily opened the cylinder. It was empty. How did you know?
It's the weight.
Well, of course. Sylus produced a bullet from one of his pockets. I didn't know where he got it from. He loaded it into the chamber in the blink of an eye.
If you don't want to end up like Wolf, never hesitate when you shoot.
This sentence stings. If you know, you know. The gun in my hand felt heavier all of a sudden, whether it was because of the bullet or something else, I wasn't sure. I hate that sentence so much. I hate that sentence with a burning passion. At midnight, another group of watchers closed in on us. Who? Toot toot toot. When Sylus emerged from Wolfie's dilapidated house, the rain washed away the blood from his hands. Uh-oh. Were they also your enemies? He opened the car door and glanced at me as I was in the back seat. He didn't answer my question.
I got a call a few days ago. They said someone had taken out a massive insurance policy with my name. And the beneficiary is...
I wonder who that is, you know? He rubbed the bridge of his nose and he booped me.
Well,
on the
we
head?
have to
On the
move
nose? I
now,
don't know.
thanks to you.
I ignored the sarcasm in his tone and focused on his word choice. He said we this time. Okay. We. After that night, I became Sylus's new contact. We continued to live on the edge for years. With what I learned from Sylus, I gradually became capable of handling missions far beyond intel gathering. I could do them myself, okay? But the city sank deeper into chaos and corruption. I witnessed too many innocent people get hurt, and I felt powerless. Lincoln had truly become a city of sin. Sometimes I was jolted out of bed because I had nightmares about being attacked. Then I'd hear the wailing police sirens or the muffled pops of gunshots. That was when I'd go downstairs barefoot and enter the living room. Sylus would usually be on the couch performing gun maintenance. I sat next to him and turned on the TV, and before I knew it, I drifted off to sleep. She said, let me look at my handsome dude before I drift off into sleep, because his figure puts me in a good mood and makes me feel zen-like. I get it. Just the sight of his silhouette was enough to lull me into a peaceful slumber. See? Over the years, countless enemies chased after us. Sylus and I moved many times. We hadn't finished unpacking at this new place, but neither Sylus nor I was in a rush. It had become the norm for us to move at a moment's notice.
Recently, there have been
Oh,
multiple
he's so
disappearances
sexy,
in
like
our
effortlessly.
city.
Sir,
The
please.
authorities would like to remind
Silas was in
everyone
front
to
of the
be
cabinet
careful
picking out his
around
equipment for
suspicious
today's mission.
individuals when outside.
You can catch a stray bullet by just sitting at home. You don't even need to go out.
Catch.
No, he tossed me a newly modified gun, as he usually does. Can you finish your mission early today?
What? Do you need me to attend a guardian-teacher conference?
I'm an adult, thank you very much. There will never be a guardian-teacher conference. A new movie is premiering tonight. I want to see it.
Expired invitation?
What a name for a movie. What? Huh? Did he sneak off and go to the theater? If he needs to busy himself, he can always accept some lower-paying jobs.
It's dark and quiet in the theater. Perfect for taking out a target. How convenient.
Ooh. I rejected the low-paying job offer and set my phone down. The cost of tonight's movie tickets can be taken out of my cut for today. My treat.
You're very generous.
I know, right? He selected a few pieces of suitable gear and finished his preparations. He was about to head out. By the way, it's time for our 6-month income settlement. My share...
I'll deposit it for you. And I won't touch it.
Uh-huh. Silas, you do know a lot of parents say that to trick their kids, right?
Didn't you say you were an adult earlier?
That I did. And here I thought you had trouble hearing things. She's so sassy, I love it.
We urge all citizens to come forward with any information.
Annoyed, I turned down the TV's volume, yeah. You should get going, and you're not allowed to stand me up tonight, okay? Our movie date takes importance. It's of the highest priority, okay? Otherwise, I'll find a way to use up all of your retirement savings. Yes, the only language this man speaks, money. I'm kidding, it's not, but you know.
You're so ruthless.
Just like you. Silas turned to leave, and the lingering sound of his voice was more distinct than the door closing.
See you at the theater.
See you, boo. We're still in flashback mode. I heard countless piercing sirens echoing from the other side of the city that night. I couldn't tell if it was in my nightmare or Lincoln. Early next morning, the news report about a massive explosion at an abandoned chemical plant in the suburbs from the previous night was being broadcast on every street corner. Uh-oh. Silas never came back either. I hate that sentence. Did he leave me? Or maybe someone erased him from this city? Nah. When I could only speculate, wait, and search, those suspicious, dangerous figures reappeared around me, and I refused to sit back and do nothing. I moved to the Northern District and hid my identity to become an enforcer. With the resources this position provided, I might have a better shot at finding Silas. Yup. But I soon realized the Northern District wasn't a paradise. People were more complex and corrupt here than where I grew up. Even as an enforcer, there was still so much I couldn't change. All because I lacked the strength. At some point, the idea of leaving this city began to take root in my mind. But just as it became more persistent, Silas reappeared out of nowhere. How convenient. Ugh, sir. Look at how glossy his skin is. Oh my gosh, sir. My thoughts snap back to reality. Silas is officially the prisoner I'm supposed to be interrogating. I clear my throat in an attempt to get the conversation back on track. Let's return to the matter at hand. The LCBI needs you to provide information about Tartarus. The footsteps grow louder as they approach. It's the same guard from earlier. He's suddenly rushing toward us. Ooh.
I just received orders from the warden. You're free to go, sir.
Oh my god, his smirk, please.
We prepared all your personal belongings, sir. You can take them with you.
Totally not distracted, you know. It quickly dawns on me that maybe this imprisonment is part of his elaborate plan.
Thank you for the pickup service, Miss Enforcer.
So, like, am I picking you up now? This man is about to make me act up, for real. Behind us, the heavy iron gate of the prison slowly creaks shut. Standing here with Sylus and breathing in the city's not so fresh air, I'm hit with an uncanny sense of deja vu. It's as if we've been transported to the past. I receive a belated message from the LCBI. Sylus has been released without charges. Apparently, he pulled some strings via unknown connections. So, was it intentional, or was I lucky to be assigned as your interrogator?
The prison gate isn't exactly the ideal spot for this conversation.
Are you saying that my place is the better place for this conversation? Because I agree. His evasive attitude is enough of an answer. It's clear he had this planned out since the beginning and kept me in the dark. Fuming, I turn on my heel and march to the parking lot. With his long strides, Sylus easily keeps up with me. This is so funny. MC is so pissed.
Where are you going?
I failed my mission. Obviously, I'll be heading home. And I'm clearly not important enough for this. Why don't you ask our bureau chief to escort you out of prison? That's how I imagine she says it. Having entered the parking lot, I yank open the car door, and before I can even react, Sylus smoothly slides into the passenger seat as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Why are you in my car? Something I would never say. But okay.
It's been years. I thought we could catch up.
Indeed. Sure, why don't I take a quick detour to the LCBI? We can catch up there instead.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. You don't waste time, huh?
No, sir, I do not. If we're talking about predators, the most dangerous one is sitting next to me. But I'm not scared. He turns his head to give me a sidelong glance. I tighten my grip on the steering wheel and slam my foot on the accelerator.
Do you care whether or not I'm alive?
Of course, Pookie. Yes, I do.
Come on. We're still on the same side.
To think that he's been quietly climbing the ranks to become a leader this whole time. Meanwhile, I thought he was dead. A knot of anger tightens in my chest. Really? I must have missed the part where you still considered me one of your own.
Then let me rephrase that. You're my former ally. My ally not only cleaned out my safe, but also bought me a massive life insurance policy.
Ally, he said. Sylus, I think you misspelled wife. Anyway, you're the one who vanished without a word and left me wondering if you were even alive. I had to plan for my future somehow. She said, I gotta get that bag somehow. Whether this man returns or not, I'm stealing his shit. But if you help me catch Tartarus this time, I'm not greedy. Why don't we split it? 50-50 like before. What do you think? After a fleeting moment of silence, Sylus's face relaxes. A familiar nonchalant smile reappears.
Well then, the protege has now outshone her master.
Oh, you know it. The train rumbles? Okay. Passed outside like an irritable monster, making my tiny apartment tremble in its wake. Okay. Steam billows from the bathroom as Sylus, looking fresh and clean, he always looking fresh, stands by the window. He glances outside briefly before turning his attention back to the room. Also, his back profile, his broad shoulders, the way he's breathing. The moment of silence for this fine, silvery-haired god, okay? I stand by the door and wait for him to break the silence.
The view here is pretty nice.
I like my view. Yeah, a vantage point at this height is excellent. You can see every movement outside. It's a defensive stronghold, easy to defend, hard to attack, and offers a quick escape route.
I see you've retained what I taught you.
Of course.
But I meant to say that this place is on the outskirts of the northern district. We're not far from the main bridge, so you can see the southern district from here.
I mean, as long as I can see you, that's good enough for me. I mean, decorum. We can't see the place we used to live in from this spot. I have a whirlwind of questions about the time Sylus was away, and there's so much I needed to know. What happened? Why didn't you come back?
Straight to the point. I thought you'd work your way there with some small talk first.
But you don't like small talk, boo, do you? Sylus turns and leans against the edge of the sink. We need that scene animated. Stat, okay?
I was ambushed by Ever's lapdogs.
Ever? I didn't expect that. But we totally did. But it makes sense for some reason. It's surprising that anyone could successfully ambush Sylus, but if it's ever, they could do it. This business conglomerate initially started out in biotech. Now they're an innovative group that has changed people's daily lives. And not for the better. Behind the scenes, Ever has been pulling strings at City Hall for their hidden agenda. The current mayor is nothing more than their puppet. Over the years, I used my position to secretly gather a substantial amount of evidence against them. One of the crucial pieces proves that the contamination which has been plaguing Lincoln for years is Ever's doing. Of course. Are we really surprised about that, though? However, as Ever's spokesperson, the current mayor still has a high chance of being re-elected. Unless I'm certain the evidence can decisively bring down Ever, I won't reveal it so easily. But when did you get on their bad side? As soon as the words left my lips, fragments of a distant memory suddenly flashed through my mind. When we first met, Sylus was already being hunted.
You can say we're old friends.
Yikes. So the people who used to show up around us, they were Ever's agents this whole time?
But as time passed, they added another target to their list. After years of searching, Ever finally identified a person who's immune to the predators.
Sylus wipes the condensation from the mirror. Then he reaches out to open my collar. A faint scar sits above my collarbone. Sylus, what are you doing? And the one and only
Ever has been relentlessly looking for you. And then they discover the pesky guy who's been hanging around you is their old nemesis.
So like, are we like Batman and Catwoman or something? The greatest profit comes when you control both the poison and its antidote. Facts. That's why Ever needs to eliminate Sylus first. Not if we can help it. That explosion at the abandoned chemical plant that shook the entire city. It was your doing, right?
Sometimes the best defense is a well-timed offense. The location happened to be Ever's most important biochemical laboratory in Lincoln.
I should have known he wouldn't just sit back and tolerate it. Avenging every grievance is more his style. Yup. However, I learned that they were conducting modification experiments there. Did Ever do something to you?
No.
Can I do a full thorough body inspection just to make sure, Sylus? I mean, I am concerned for your well-being and safety after all. I think I should get on that body search stat. Sylus's expression remains unfazed, as if the infamous explosion is barely worth mentioning. If you were alive this whole time, then why didn't you come find me?
You couldn't even get a good night's sleep in the Southern District. Now you're with the LCBI. Isn't it better?
No, it's not better. You aren't there. How is it gonna be better when you aren't there, boo? Tell me. You're not me. How can you possibly know what's better for me? Sylus remains non-committal. When I realize he knows everything about my life down to the smallest detail, the resentment I held due to his absence disappears.
After that, I worked within Nightstrix. At times you can accomplish more in the shadows.
Of course, he's gonna say he's gonna accomplish more in the shadows. Our hot night owl, of course, after all. From what I gathered, creating and trafficking the predators is a small part of Ever's business. Apparently, those SSS class predators are valuable assets and have control devices implanted in them. Sylus, please allow me to examine and assess your valuable assets because... Anyway, do you think Tartarus was under their control when he attacked the candidate?
You're awfully concerned about that person.
I mean...
Why are you so determined to catch him?
Those who don't cooperate with the LCBI shouldn't pry into an enforcer's work. Girl... His phone that's on the sink suddenly rings. Our conversation is cut short. Oh, you just got out of prison and you're already busy?
An associate is sending their regards.
Associate, he said. Silas taps a short reply before turning off his phone.
As the only person who's immune, you should worry about yourself first. Ever has never stopped looking for you.
What about you? Have you ever stopped looking for me? I'm asking the real questions. Thanks for the heads up. I already suspected certain individuals were watching me for years, though I adjust my shirt collar to hide my scar. Don't worry, I won't let my guard down. And once I catch Tartarus, I plan to leave Lincoln. Ooh.
Then I wish you success.
This is the part where you say that you're gonna like, I'm dragging you with me. I just love MC's room design so much. Like, her aesthetic is something that I really love and like similar to in real life. Though I'm not a big fan of the color gray, but with the like color schemes of like, color palette of pink, red, white, and a black and everything, I love it. Anyway, very chic, industrial, modern, kawaii, girly pop-esque. Am I making sense? Probably not. As the election draws near, the number of predators in the city suddenly increase. Tension and violence permeate every corner of the city. The attacks become more frequent and intense. LCBI is in complete disarray, and since I'm unable to extract any information from Sylus for now, I have no choice but to seek intel from other sources. We on our sneaky ass shit, so let's go. Today, I received a message from an informant. A nightclub in the southern district has information about Tartarus. Uh-oh, we're actually going to a nightclub? Oh no. Oh my god, the fade to black is so dramatic. Chaos? They named the nightclub Chaos, please. Chaos is the most infamous nightclub in the southern district. It can be summed up in 2 words. Anything goes. So lame. Oh my gosh. The air is thick with various scents. Fluorescent lights dance across the crowd and paint surreal psychedelic hues on their faces. Wow. Try saying that sentence really fast 5 times. As soon as I set foot in Chaos, countless eyes lock onto me. I make my way discreetly to a booth at the far end of the dance floor. There sits a bearded man who's flanked by several henchmen. Their bloodshot eyes and purposefully bared canines leave little room for doubt. They're predators.
So, you're interested in buying information?
No, we're here to get a cocktail. He doesn't bother hiding his appraisal as he looks at me from head to toe.
Listen, girl. Didn't your informant warn you? Regular folks who waltz in here don't get to leave.
This nameless NPC who isn't even worthy of getting a name and just bearded man has the audacity to call us a regular folk? I'm about to like turn you inside out, sir.
Her neck looks fragile. I can break it in one bite.
As if.
You've got a death wish.
Aren't you open for business? Does it really matter whose money you're taking? The hostile predators close in on me. An eerie silence instantly falls over the dance floor. Clear, deliberate footsteps resound behind me. Oh, is it Pookie? The predators who are about to surround me suddenly back away. It's as if they sense an even greater danger. Oh yeah, for sure. Daddy Crow, King Crow is here. Okay. On the wall, I see the reflection of a tall looming figure getting closer and closer. Ooh.
Who are you?
Yeah, you better be scared, freak.
You're out and about at this hour? What kind of game is this?
Silas, don't talk about what kind of games am I up to. You pulled up to the club looking like this. What are you, like, are you the exotic dancer for the evening? I'm not complaining, I'm just asking. I'm here to get intel.
And did you get it?
I'm about to, okay, sir. Not yet, my friends here aren't exactly welcoming.
Is that so?
The air seems to freeze over. The overwhelming pressure emanating from Sylus is impossible to ignore. He got that beastly aura. Like wild beasts submitting to a superior predator, the surrounding predators fall into a fearful silence. Silas slightly tilts his chin to gesture to the revolver at the bearded man's waist.
Since you're not in the mood for business, why don't we play a game instead? I heard that revolver of yours made a few intel seekers retire.
Oh shit, okay.
Then, let's play
Oh, we
roulette.
definitely gonna win. Cautiously shifting his gaze from Silas, he draws his revolver.
6 chambers, 3 bullets. If you win, I'll tell you what I know.
Uh-huh. I take the gun and shake it slightly. This gun's weight. As I recall that rainy night from many years ago, a familiar sensation creeps into my chest. I glance at Silas. He makes a finger gun and gently taps his temple. This man gets hotter with every single little thing he does, huh?
Bang.
Stop. Alright, we'll play. I press the gun against my own temple. The 3 shots happen so quickly that everyone freezes for a moment before struggling to process what just occurred. Yes, MC, we got balls, okay? I slam the gun down on the table. You can try the remaining 3 shots, or you can tell me where Tartarus is. Pick your poison.
I bet he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger.
I know, right?
1 piece of intel for 3 lives. Now that's what I call a bargain.
Silas being a businessman until the very end, it's giving flashbacks of Sky the fruit vendor. You know.
You?
The bearded man grudgingly hands me an elegant card with an embedded chip.
If you have a death wish, go ahead and push your luck.
Please. I got it.
Satisfied?
Silas, I have a few ways for me to become fully satisfied. Would you like me to tell you about it? I got all night. Anywho, Silas wraps his arm around my shoulders and guides me toward the exit.
Let's go. I'm taking you home.
I love this sentence. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Silas, for goodness sake. The street lights feebly flicker as the car enters a deserted alley. Silas moves his foot off the accelerator.
I see you haven't forgotten what I taught you.
I've been meaning to ask, why were you there tonight?
I was checking on my business ventures.
With the number of predators increasing, isn't doing business in the Southern District troublesome? Or did you just happen to actually legitimately be doing an exotic dance wearing this? Because how dare you do this without me? I mean...
My business involves all of Lincoln.
Outside, the buildings lining the street are dark and empty as if they've been abandoned. Why is my nose itchy again? I don't know. Silas, do you like the Southern District?
It's all right.
Sir, your smile?
A single bullet can buy you a lot of things here.
I understand his meaning. Bullets buy lives and lives are traded for money. What about the Northern District?
A playground of decadence isn't bad either.
Even the statements this man's drops is like tinged with elegance. You know, a playground of decadence. You're a playground of decadence, sir. You seem to fit in wherever you go.
Where I choose to be doesn't depend on these sorts of things.
Oh, what does it depend on, her? Dark, thick clouds hang in the night sky. It's going to start raining soon. With a piercing bird call, a black shape crashes into me. Oh, it's Mephisto. Maybe. Oh. Silas and I get out of the car to investigate. We find a wounded crow. Oh? He picks up the bird and gives it a quick once-over.
It's not severely injured, but it won't be flying anytime soon.
Let's take it. Let's bring it with us, Silas.
Do I look like someone who rescues animals?
Yes. The odds of being assassinated by birds are 0, okay? Don't tell me you're scared. He gives me a look before unceremoniously putting the bird in the back seat.
Never mind. It's not like this is my first rescue.
So we rescued a Mephi lookalike. Cute. With the crow's wound treated, this little interlude comes to an end. However, Sylus shows no signs of leaving. Why would you want this man to leave, MC? Are you serious? In my bedroom, I'm on my bed. No. I turn over the chip I won in my hands and scrutinize everything. If I can decode it, I'll figure out where Tartarus is. The incessant pitter-patter of rain gets on my nerves, yet it's not long before exhaustion washes over me. My eyes close on their own.
I'll rip your throat out with my
Not
teeth.
this nightmare, please. It's that dream again. Nightmare. Only me and the predators are in it. In my dream, I'm caught in an endless cycle of shooting and running. Over there. I dash into a roadside pharmacy. Its windows and doors shattered, but just when I think I'm safe, a chain wraps around my ankle. It better be Sylus. Okay, only he's allowed to wrap chains around my ankle. Wait, what? Who said that? I stumble and fall. When I look up again, a predator's face transforms into Sylus's. Ooh.
Want you to help me?
Yes, okay. Sylus? I wake up drenched in sweat and my hands reach under the pillow to feel for my revolver. Girl. Faint sounds drift in from outside my bedroom. Sylus is still here. Oof, damn, this lighting. Sir, please. You look like... I don't even wanna... I'm gonna say some things that are not appropriate, so I will stop. The living room is shrouded in darkness. The lights are off. Barefoot, I walk over to his side and curl up on the sofa. I hug my knees to my chest.
I guess even enforcers have nightmares.
You wanna fix that for me? The more you see, the more you dream.
Is it because you realized one person's strength wasn't enough to save everyone?
You took me under your wing. If I had any grand ideas about saving the world, wouldn't you be the first to know about them? Sylus's gaze falls on my face. A keen interest flickers in his eyes as the room becomes quiet. Sir, if you keep smirking at me in this lighting, with this outfit, I am not responsible for what happens next.
So, you didn't become an enforcer to be a savior.
I joined the LCBI so I could gain access to more info and resources. That way, I could find you. MC really said, you are my goal, boo. You are the gold, you are the treasure, you are my everything. What do you mean?
That's it?
Why else would I join them? Little did I know that someone was keeping tabs on me the whole time. Those years of worrying were for nothing. Only then do I realize how tightly my nails dig into the palms of my hands. I unclench my fists.
Is the Northern District exactly how you imagined it'd be?
I don't know. No. Even as an enforcer, I often feel like I don't belong here. Oh. Maybe that's why I chose to live on the outskirts of the Northern District.
Then do you feel like you belong in the Southern District?
Huh? I'm taken aback. Life in the Southern District was once fraught with danger, but Sylus was there. But with Sylus there, I never considered whether or not I belonged even once. This concept suddenly dawns on me, and not wanting him to notice my realization, I avert my gaze. I haven't really thought about it before. We lie.
Whenever you had nightmares back then, I assumed you went downstairs because you wanted to escape.
Oh my goodness, no. You're worried that I'd leave? So you always sat there because you were worried I might leave? Sylus doesn't answer me. Instead, he does what he always used to do. He sets aside the gun he was cleaning, and turns on the TV with the remote. Oh, so cute. Sylus, please, I'm gonna give you a big hug. Despite learning about Tartarus's whereabouts, I withhold this information from the LCBI. Relentless attacks from the predators constantly plague Lincoln. The public's demand for order grows and eventually erupts into protests, demonstrations, and strikes. The most favored candidate and his campaign team are drafting legislation to address the turmoil in Lincoln. If this bill is implemented after he wins the election, it'd inevitably ruffle a lot of feathers. Meanwhile, the incompetent incumbent mayor's approval ratings remain inexplicably high. It is clear that Ever is working behind the scenes for his campaign. Uh-oh. That smells and spells disaster in all its forms, doesn't it? The car comes to a stop in front of an imposing high-rise building. I fish out the card and reassure myself that I arrived at the correct location. An unnatural quietness blankets the area. It's accompanied by the dim glow of a few street lights in the distance. I know they're trying to be dramatic, but where are the dim lights at? I just see some light coming from this shop here. Anyway, looking up, I see the building loom before me. It's completely devoid of light and silently stands like a beast prowling in the darkness. Sylus, I'm gonna come for your beast prowling in the darkness. Guided by the instructions on the chip, I locate a hidden elevator. This on some Percy Jackson type shit, huh? If you know, you know. As the elevator doors slide open before me, a man wearing a baseball cap hastily walks out. Ooh, caught off guard by his presence, I freeze and almost bump into him.
Sorry.
I nod at him and step away from the elevator. It's okay.
Thank you.
As he passes by, the man tugs his cap lower. In that fleeting moment, I catch only a glimpse of his partial profile. He looks familiar. Oh my god, who is it? Spill, girl. Just before the elevator door closes, I notice a black sedan pulling up in front of the man. Oh? The numbers on the LCD screen quickly increase. My imminent meeting with Tartarus compels me to push aside my lingering questions. Oh my god, okay, whoa. Are we getting to the Kindle this fast? Oh my god, not Onyx's base backdrop. The elevator doors open at the top floor. When I step out, I'm greeted by a single imposing closed door. It's adorned with an intricate design of a golden owl with its wings spread. Where? I wish we could see that. Please. This is Nightstrix. After following these winding paths, I'm about to enter the heart of it all. I touch the handle and the door opens with a soft click. Hey yo, this birdcage background is insane. First of all, I just want to say the design development team, they are so detailed. Like the finer details we gotta appreciate. Like Sylus's whole thing is like feathers, birds, crows, and the fact that they made his cage into like a life-size bird cage, that's creativity at its finest, yo. Like they know what their fans want. I love it. Obsessed beyond comprehension. The room is shrouded in darkness. The glow of a tablet on the table provides some lighting. It's a solitary beacon in what feels like an endless void. The plush carpet swallows the sound of my footsteps. As my eyes adjust, the contours of a luxurious suite appear. Ooh, I move toward the computer and the screen reveals a list of campaign contributors. Each number is a staggering sum. As for the recipient, it's none other than the front runner in the mayoral election. That man downstairs was him. Oh, I swipe through the screen as a picture starts to form with the info I've gathered. The identity of the candidate's benefactor is obvious. Let me guess, it's Daddy Big Bucks, huh? I hear a sound behind me. In one swift motion, I draw my gun and turn around. Tartarus? My gun is pointed at the darkness, but the person quickly grips my wrist and forces me to drop the weapon. Without missing a beat, I try to punch him and fail. My attacker can read me like an open book. Of course it's him. A chilling realization hits me. He taught me everything I knew. Yup. He twists my arm behind my back and presses his body against mine to pin me down. Sylus, please. My sanity level is dropping as we speak. The cold metal bars bite into my cheek. Pain shoots through my face. Let me go. Sylus.
You said someone else's name a few minutes ago.
What name do you want to be called by? Just let me know and I'll call you that. Tartarus and the leader of Nightstrix who's supporting that candidate. They're both you. Is there even a difference? Sylus loosens his grip and I turn around to face him. Not the tongue thing? My sanity level is like dropped to 70%. Why would you disguise yourself as a predator to attack the candidate you're supporting?
Take a guess.
Do you want a Snickers, Sylus? I fall silent for a moment. Ever since Sylus and I reunited, I've been quietly piecing together what he's been up to during his absence. Sylus's motives aren't that hard to figure out once I connect his actions and identities. You're purposefully provoking public outrage. If people find out that their beloved candidate was attacked by a monster created by Ever, then Ever and the current mayor would lose power. Your candidate will be able to take office. Okay, MC on her detective ass, smart ass shit, I love it. The past dealings between Nightstrix and Ever must have given Sylus access to a treasure trove of incriminating evidence against them. Ayo. A few days ago, someone said I became an enforcer to save Lincoln. Now the big bad wolf wants to be the silent savior of our corrupt metropolis.
I'm not interested in things like that.
What are you interested in, Sylus? Tell me.
I'm just giving Ever a taste of their own medicine.
Uh-huh. Can I have a taste of your medicine? Who said that? This is typical of Sylus. The turn of events I've experienced might not be too bad. Sylus rubs his temples and pretends to be concerned.
To think my protege had lofty ambitions. When you forge alliances, you sometimes need to make compromises.
Uh-huh. What happens when your interests no longer align with your allies?
That's never been a problem.
Forever the cocky comeback. We love to see it.
After all, there are always more solutions than problems. Yet you're visiting an SSS-class predator all by yourself. You're quite the daredevil.
Are you flirting with me, Sylus? Calling me a daredevil and everything? Okay, I'll take the compliment. You know I'm immune. I am not immune, however, to your dashingly good charms and overall vibe and aura.
Yes, but you can still bleed and die.
Oh, I'm so scared. The back of his hand brushes against my neck. Sylus, my sanity level has now dropped to 55%.
All it would take is one bite right here.
Why did he have to say it like that? Oh my gosh. I step back and a beam of light pierces through the darkness of the room. This man looks stunning in like any kind of lighting, okay? It illuminates us from behind. When I turned around, I realized he had pinned me against an enormous metal birdcage. Oh, great heavens. Inside it are large chains, empty syringes, and muzzles lie scattered on the floor. When I piece together their purpose, a whirlwind of emotions sweep through me. When did you become Tartarus?
On the night our movie date fell through.
Uh-oh.
I destroyed that laboratory, but I had to pay a price.
The conversation takes a somber turn, yet his tone remains noticeably nonchalant. Hey, you?
It's not too difficult to get suppressants on the black market, but I'd rather not give my roommate a front row seat to my nightly horror show.
Oh, I get it, Sylus, but I'll take a ticket to your horror show any day. In that moment, the resentment I had, the pain of knowing he was alive, but he chose not to see me, dissipates. Back when I was with the LCBI, I encountered predators who were using suppressants. The more they used them, the more likely their bodies developed resistance. The suppressants became less effective over time, which led to more frequent frenzies. Sir. Sylus grips my shoulders and guides me closer to the enormous birdcage.
It serves as a protective measure, in a sense.
Why are you showing me this? Are you implying you want me to lock you up if you go into a frenzy again? I try to keep my tone lighthearted, but deep down I'm afraid he might actually want me to do it.
What will you do after that?
What do you want me to do? I don't know. As soon as I can think of what to do with you in the birdcage, I'll act on it immediately. I might be imagining things, but Sylus's tone seems to carry a hint of anticipation.
All right, then.
He suddenly spins me around, and pins me against the iron bars of the birdcage. Sir, what are you trying to do?
So, you want to see what I'm actually like when I lose my mind?
Yes. Is the Kindle coming? Oh my god. So early. God. His breath caresses my ear as he nuzzles and sniffs my neck like a wild beast. Please. My throat is exposed to his teeth and an unusual tingling sensation wells up from deep within me. Girl, I get it. Because same. This strange feeling tinged with fear spreads throughout my body and transforms into an unfamiliar excitement. Sylus? Sylus, my sanity level has now dropped to 32%. His slightly sharp canines graze my neck and leave painful pinpricks. I tilt my neck away, but Sylus immediately grips my throat. Stop.
See, avoiding danger is part of your survival instinct.
This guy, sir.
It's just like how you want to leave Lincoln.
Is he doing this because he's like pissed off because we said that we wanted to leave Lincoln? Maybe, you know. What if I wanted to leave Lincoln because I thought you weren't here?
Well, I'm here right now, aren't I?
Yep.
Tartarus and Sylus are in your hands.
The way that he said that, Sylus, my sanity level has now dropped to 25%. I'm just saying.
Will you arrest me, Miss Enforcer?
Do you want me to? Sylus releases me, but I reach up to wrap my arm around his neck. My fingers touch his lips. Girl, put some chapstick on this man. Hello? Why do all our love interests have such dry lips? I feel like the only guy who genuinely has like the juiciest lips, I feel like are Raphael and Xavier. Like their lips are always like well hydrated. Is it just me or am I imagining things? Zane's also, I guess. But Caleb and Sylus's lips are always dry. What a detail. Sylus releases me, but I reach up to wrap my arm around his neck. My fingers touch his lips. I gently brush the pad of my thumb against his canine teeth and shake my head. No. Some thoughts linger in our hearts for years without being resolved, yet a decision can sometimes be made in an instant. With Sylus by my side, some things aren't out of reach. Okay, so the Kindle didn't happen. Whoa, like the way that things were going, it looked like it was gonna happen. So we can breathe a little more. I can breathe a little more. After years of gathering evidence against Ever, it finally finds its purpose. I organize everything and send it to the office of that mayoral candidate. Soon after, Tartarus reappeared at a street rally. While trying to save someone, he attacked me and I was hospitalized after. Undoubtedly, the news headline, "Brave Enforcer Saves Innocent Civilian from Triple S Class Predator," will be on the front page. On the day I was admitted to the hospital, my identity as an immune individual was also exposed. The media soon created a new headline, "Only immune individual in the world donates blood for cure research." Okay, maybe this is all part of a plan, so let's just roll with it. Lincoln City Hospital. I just changed out of my hospital gown when I heard the door open behind me. Sylus just pulled up to a hospital in his little slutty leather and chain outfit. Sir? I mean, sure, I guess why not? Why are you here? Said no one ever?
To visit the wounded, of course.
You didn't even bring flowers? That wasn't very thoughtful of you.
I brought this.
I mean, he bought himself. He pulls out 2 movie tickets from his pocket. Aw, they're for a late night showing at a drive-in theater. Stop, he's so cute. The last duo, wow. I couldn't help but give a wry smile. Seriously? You chose this one?
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't been to a movie theater in a while. And it's the only movie playing right now, just so you know.
So thoughtful. What a thoughtful king. We love it. Okay, it just reminded me of expired invitation.
Let's not let that title become a reality again.
Oh, I agree. Sylus watches as I meticulously tuck the movie tickets into my pocket.
Ever is about to make their move. Are you ready?
Yes, Daddy, I am. Yeah. Since I proposed this plan to escalate things, I've been ready. My plan was for Sylus to attack me under the guise of Tartarus. Then I'll reveal my identity as an immune individual in front of everyone. Ever would never let someone like me donate blood, so they either acquire my blood or destroy it completely. Now, if we get the headlines to be something about Ever planning to kill an immune individual capable of resolving the chaos in Lincoln City...
Everyone get out! Run quickly!
They're right on schedule.
A cacophony of sounds reverberates through the hospital. Enveloped in thick smoke, people frantically flee for their lives. Outside, pandemonium erupts. Okay, World War Z. Let's go. We lead them to the rooftop. Oh man. Ooh. Oh my god, the moonlight shining. Please. The wind on the hospital rooftop howls, yet it fails to mask the chorus of agonized screams below. But these weren't the cries of the predators. The attackers were Ever's assassins. Their objective and target are obvious. They're here for me, who's immune. In case we weren't paying attention.
Pathetic.
Damn. Years may have passed, but Sylus and I still move in perfect sync. As the piercing wail of police sirens grow closer, we defeat the last assassin. Used cartridges clang onto the ground as I put away my weapon. The police will clean up this mess. Sylus, we're clear. Let's move. The metallic tang of blood hangs heavy in the air. Sylus looks up and wipes away the streak of red on his cheek with the back of his hand. We need that animated. His eyes shine with a dangerous light. Ooh. You good, Sylus? Are you okay?
Even though we can't kill you or him, both of you can rot in.
With his last breath filled with hate, the assassin violently crushes a small glass vial in his clenched fist. A faint, peculiar fragrance mixes with the metallic scent of his blood and wafts toward me. This scent is too familiar. The LCBI had seized numerous vials like it during their raids on illegal business deals. But among the predators, it had a chillingly straightforward name, the Frenzy Enhancer. Oh boy, here we go. Oh no. Oh boy. Are we back in this birdcage room? You know what that means. Everybody sit tight, hold on to your feathers. Wow, that's the best I could come up with. Yeah, hold on to your feathers and get ready, because we're about to enter his innocent birdcage. I rush Sylus back to the HQ of Nightstrix as fast as possible. Deep within the room, a reinforced cage is ready. Silent, it waits to fulfill its role in containing the beast that's about to be released. That sentence is wild. Sylus? Sylus's increase in body temperature and ragged breathing. Oh, yeah, indicate he's about to go into a frenzy. Sylus, my sanity has now dropped to around 17%. I've got to restrain him now. Apologize for the lag. Sylus's thrashing becomes so violent that I can only put the muzzle on him and chain on one of his legs. Then I have no choice but to scramble out of the cage. Oh. It's lagging again.
Won't you help me?
Sure thing, Sylus. Sanity is still at 14%. Pick up. I'm not gonna just watch you turn into a monster, but Sir, can you get any hotter? Like, for real. Chain him.
Why resist me now? You made your choice when you stepped inside.
I am not resisting, okay? I'm just trying to...
You better act now, before I bite down on your throat.
Sound like a good time to me. Said every Sylus girly ever.
You scared?
Nope.
Your idea of help is heartwarming.
Take this picture, blow it up on the largest wall possible and like frame it in like a gorgeous black and red frame and just like imagine waking up to this guy on your wall. Deceased. When you approach your prey, you must ensure your own safety first. That's what you taught me.
Pray.
This is so fun. We get to examine
Do
him.
you like
yes.
Do you like it?
You're gonna... Okay, enough of that. Sylus. I'd love to frame this of the details. The way I can practically feel the leather on his outfit and like the softness of his hair is insane. Is the activator over here? Uh-oh. Initiating body scan. Let's go. Locate the activator.
I warned you before about the consequences of provocation.
I'm just gonna click. I'm not gonna rub. I'm just gonna click.
Do you
Okay.
think I'm putty in
It's
your
faster
head?
that way. I need to restrain him. Sir.
Don't press it.
MC is so freaking funny, yo. Like, why would the activator be there? Oh my god.
That feels good.
Sylus, my sanity level has now dropped to 10%. Make that 7. I found it, it's connected to his right eye.
How did it feel to watch me from outside the cage?
Sylus biting our ear. What an animation, am I right? They cooked with Sylus this banner, I'm telling you. I have to break free. Press activator. Ugh. It's so hot, Sylus.
If I really turned into a monster, what would you have done?
I'd just stare at you and become a monster with you is the only correct answer. I'd lock you in this cage and walk away.
Impossible.
If he kissed us right then and there, I would have just evaporated. I'm just saying. News spreads, I can't even speak, oh my goodness. News spreads throughout the city of the mayor's collision with Ever. For the sake of winning the election, assassins were hired to kill the immune individual, aka us. The massive public outcry caused by this incident allowed that baseball cap candidate to be elected with a majority. Subsequently, with the disclosure of a large amount of compelling evidence from anonymous sources, Ever's crimes were exposed to the public. At last, the ones who lurked in the dark to manipulate Lincoln were brought to justice. The new city council introduced legislation for the treatment and management of the predators. With the development of a solution underway, this legislation would be an achievable goal in the near future. With its deep-rooted problems resolved, Lincoln will change for the better. Ooh. And then, did we go on our movie date after all or what? so handsome with his brown leather jacket, sir. In the vast expanse of the drive-in theater, only Silas's car is present. The sweet aroma of popcorn fills the confined space of the car. I steal a glance at Silas. Oh, I'm just... What movie? He is the movie.
You've been peeping at me for the entire evening. Not interested in the movie?
Nope. It's not that. I was thinking about how Lincoln is celebrating this new mayor, or the new mayor taking office today. Are we the only ones who decided to watch a movie tonight? I turned my head toward the screen and reached out for some popcorn. Our fingertips touch before they quickly move away. I notice how Silas is looking at me out the corner of my eye. Yeah, Steele glances at me too. Why are you... It looks like you're not paying attention to the movie either. He turns his body to the side. One hand rests on the steering wheel as he faces me, and his gaze doesn't falter.
I wonder if you ever noticed. Whenever you wanted me to do something, even as a little squirt, you always beat around the bush first.
Silas, stop. My cheeks are hurting so bad from smiling so much. I clear my throat and pull out a long jet black feather. So cute. Stop. It's not much. I just prepared a small gift. Give it to him. That sentence is wild, by the way. Oh, we're gonna give it to him, all right. In more ways than one. Silas twirls the feather between his fingers. He carefully examines it from every angle.
Did the bird we saved to give it to you?
Yeah,
It's fond of you, I guess.
I'm fond of you. But I think it'd be better if I gave the feather to you. After all, someone saved me before.
Do you know what it means when a bird gives you a feather?
I flash a mischievous grin at him. Do you?
I know exactly what it means, which is why I'm accepting this.
He did the I was about to say tongue thing. I mean, he did the lips thing again. Oh my gosh. As if on cue, the movie's credit music begins to play. We turn our attention to the screen. With reckless abandon, the main characters floor it and speed off on an endless highway. Oh, is that us? It's like reflecting of us. Stop. Why was that so fast? Okay, oh my goodness, that happened so quickly. Please, that was so cute. Stop. I like how both Silas's and Caleb's stories kind of ended with us going to see a movie. I wonder why did the two of them specifically have like movie date endings? Because I've played through Zane's and Raphael's as well, and it didn't end up like that for them. So I wonder what's so significant about the movie date ending for them both. Like, does it make sense? Is there a reason for that? I don't know. But either way, that was the cutest good ending. Endgame Terrors, the good ending, and the bad ending, for anyone that was wondering, is called Silent World. That was super cute. And I love this banner so much. I'm hoping and so excited, and I can't wait for them to do more edgy banners in the future. So happy pulls, hunters, and stay safe, and bye-bye.